Up until the mid-mod movement in architecture, home architecture, there was a hierarchy of rooms and how they were laid out. And the mid-mod movement crushed that, squashed it 180 degrees, moved away from it. So with today's property, I'm going to walk you through. We're going to discuss just that. This is a prime example of it. It's actually perfect. So we'll go from there. So welcome everybody. Once again, my name is Alister, your host of The Modern Modernist, and here we go. So where are we today? Today we're in Sacramento. We're on American River Drive. This house is for sale. Asking price $890, I believe. We'll double check, but I'll put it in the notes below. Listing agent, Tina Suter. Can't thank you enough. Thank you very much. And she's with House Real Estate. And yes, but there we go. So that's where we'll start. So where are we going with today? Hierarchy and architecture. Well, if any of you have ever watched Downton Abbey, you'll notice, like I said, there was be a main dining room, there would be servants' quarters, maids' quarters, there'd be a butler's kitchen, there would be, after dinner, some of those scenes, they talk about the men go off to the library or the drawing room, and then they join the ladies later. Whoops, we're windy today too, so we gotta watch doors. So that's what I mean. There was always this hierarchy within the family, within the roles, servants, maids. So mid-mod movement got rid of all of that. It was a move or a push to a simpler time. Where did that come from? Well, Bauhaus, 1917, World War I was coming to an end, and times back then were considered complicated. Victorian home design, for instance, you had heavy curtains, you had lots and lots of pieces of furniture. The families back then, they would do what they would go on tour and then go, they would go around Europe and buy pieces of furniture. A classic example of going on tour and what you collect would be Hearst Castle here in California. There's a massive example of just that. And so you ended up with these homes just full of stuff, overcomplicated. And the mid-mod movement and Bauhaus, they sought to uncomplicate life, make things simpler. And so today's house, that's what we got. And if you thought I was excited over the last house video that I did, this one's gonna be interesting. So we gotta kind of like play it calm because this house gets me really excited. There's a ton of original features in this home. This is probably one of the first mid-mods under $1 million that has not really been altered from its original state. It is incredibly original. Doors, nice flat doors. Okay, let's go to door hardware, right? Look at this. That's like mother of pearl. I mean, there's some really cool stuff, and it's been left. It's been left in place. That's unheard of. Here in Sacramento, people love to, you go to open houses here as an agent, and I walk around and you hear all these people, oh, this needs to be changed. Oh, now I've ripped this out. Oh, we gotta move this interior wall. We need to add a second story. Oof, don't even get me started on that one. But yeah, it's insanity. Absolutely. And this house, oh, kudos to the owners over the years, because they've just left it the way it should be, lived in it, restored it, maintained it. There's very little change. There's the kitchen, we'll go over that. I do like it, but that's the only major thing on this house that's been altered or changed in any given way. So I don't even know where to start today. That's how excited I am to be in this house. So let's just start with, like I said, we talked about hierarchy and architecture. Let's just do that. So, I'm gonna go to this corner room. So we're in the dining room. Then you got a living room. And then over in the back there, you've got a kitchen and another little dining area off of the kitchen. Okay, and then it goes out to the backyard. So let's just talk about that. This is where we're at in the house. That's the front door where I came in. Okay, there's a hallway. And there is another seating area back there too. But, so back in the day, as you had a hierarchy, as I said, in architecture, right? So there's the kitchen, by the way, right behind me. Kind of cool. You had different rooms that you'd retreat to. Well, a mid-mod, for instance, I'm standing here in essentially 5 rooms in one room. So how do you get to 5, Alister? Simple, I'll show you. So back there, here's your dining room. Come to your dining room, you've got a fireplace and a little seating area. Okay, now, so there's, what do we got? So there's 1, 2, okay, 3. Behind me, there's a desk in the corner. You could also make this like a little bar area, cocktail. So it's sort of like the office is in the living room. And there is just, this is you set up for drinks and cocktails. There's glasses in here. This is all empty, and like I said, there's all these cupboards, tons of storage, which is rare for mid-mod, but there's a lot of cabinets, a lot of built-in cabinets. That was another thing with mid-mod was, you know, like I said, the Victorians went on tour and bought all furniture. Mid-mod, you built everything in. So there was no additional furniture that you brought into the house. It was all built in place. All right, so room number 4 is a little kitchen area, a dining area off of the kitchen. And then off of the actual kitchen itself, there is your kitchen. So there's 5 rooms in one space. Not very Victorian at all. All right, so yeah, no touring. No touring, can't do that. You know, going places buying stuff, right? But anyway, it's crazy Victorians. But look at this kitchen. So, is the kitchen mid-mod? Yes and no. It is very modern, but it's been completely added to the house and completely different. There is a European touch in here, which it's interesting. I mean, touring with agents on Wednesdays here, we have what's called a broker's tour in Sacramento, and you tour all the homes that all the new agents that are new listings for agents, sorry, and they show you stuff. And what me not being from the United States, it's common in Europe. You see it all the time, but I listen to these agents here in America and they go, oh, that's rare. I've never seen that before. We don't see that very often. So what is it that you see not very often in America? See that? It's a refrigerator. What you don't get over here, now Europeans watching this and be like, we do it all the time. You match the cabinet doors to the door of the refrigerator. And see, what's interesting is I heard someone make that comment about 3 weeks ago. We were in a house. And I've seen it like twice since then. So in other words, every Wednesday we've done tour, I've seen it again, at least one listing. And this is another house that I've seen it in. So, yeah, I like it. To me, it's normal. I mean, I grew up in England, as I've said, and that's a common thing. But here in the United States, it's not. But it's interesting now that 3 weeks since someone made the comment, I've seen it once every week since. So we do have Bosch appliances. Just kind of, I like that they're in black. I'm going to go 90s white, so this house did not get attacked by the 90s. Most of the fittings, kitchen, see, kind of a brass, which mid-mod would be aluminum. So that's why I say this kitchen is at mid-mod. Not quite, but it's modern, but it fits. But you know what is cool about this house? I love this. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but it's definitely mid-mod. The floor. See, it's an oversized subway tile. Not overlapped, all the joints butt up. Very, very, very Carter Sparks, which is cool in this market because Sacramento is Carter Sparks country. And this is not a Carter Sparks home. I tried to find out who the architect was on this home, but it's the listing, the address for this house, the records were through county, not city of Sacramento, Sacramento County. And it takes 3 to 4 days to get an answer of who the architect is. But then I also have to prove that I am the homeowner, or I'm a part of the homeowner, you know, I'm an agent and it's not my listing, so there's no way I could find that information out apparently. But even if I did, it would take 3 to 5 days if I did get approved, and that wasn't in time to shoot the video. So I don't know who designed this, but because of the Streng brothers starting in 1960, mid-mod architecture was taking a foot, getting a hold here in Sacramento. So there was other builders, other architects coming into town to design homes for people. So that was kind of cool. All right, so where are we gonna go? Let's do bedrooms. I get a little bit lost in this house. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. It's just so we get started. And we'll do, now I've walked around and I've probably lost you guys. Let's close the front door. And let's start here, okay? So we're now in this hallway. If we go this way, give you a sense of direction. That was the 5 rooms in one. The hallway, when you come in the front door, you can go off to your left, down that room, or to your right, there is a hallway. We're gonna come back to this sitting room. And we're gonna go down this hall. We're gonna save that till last. So, look at this hallway. Absolutely love this hallway. And again, what you'll find in mid-mods, Aoliver tend to throw his HVAC systems on the roof. And then everything's out in the sun. Not a good idea. Streng brothers solved that problem and ran everything down a hallway as a central spine. This architect in the house has done the same thing. So you'll notice, there's the beginning, there's your HVAC, your intake, or I'm not sure what that, anyway. But it's all above the hallway. So the ceilings in your hallways are lower. So nothing's sitting on the roof. So it's kind of nice. All right, and so we got bedroom of the 3. This is, so bedroom number 1. Real simple, basic. Your standard mid-mod windows, rectangles kind of higher up on the wall and then more or less on the floor. And this house, again, kudos to the owners over the years. They've kept all the built-ins. I mean, they've literally took responsibility as they've been a curator as opposed to, you know, owning a home, putting their stamp on it and ripping the heart out. I mean, you can't, I mean, they've done, the windows are new. It is what it is. Yours going to go with more efficient windows. But actually, they match well. They really do. And then here we are. We're like, this house built in 63. Look at the hardware. Perfect. It's lovely. It's all kept. It's nice. Wait to see the other rooms. They're really impressive with hardware. And then I just dig in that desk. And then this chair. Like, just the print, the fabric on the chair. This chair, it's pretty original. I mean, that's got a story too. So I'm assuming that chair comes with the house because it just kind of has that look about it. And I'm gonna come down the hallway. Now, off of the hallway, there is a bathroom right here. And then we're halfway down the hallway, there's the kitchen, just to give you an idea where we are. Built-ins, again, there are tons of little closets. What have we got in here? Oh, how cool is this? I didn't even notice this when I was doing a walkthrough. There's like these little storyboards when they're doing the kitchen renovation. They're all in here. These are cool. So probably from the architect. Light fixtures. That's very cool. I didn't notice this. And ooh, we have drawings. We don't need county. Let's have a look. Wow, this is exciting. I was not expecting this. We do. These are the architectural drawings. Look at that. Got it. We don't need county Sacramento. Ready to go. Look at this. So plan number, oh, there it is. Look at that. The original name, it was a doctor that originally owned the house. That'd be interesting. Lot number 150, Sierra Oaks, Sacramento County, California. So the designer of this home would be a Robert J. And I assume we pronounce that, see, this is where my English and American English gets all messed up, but I would say Suter, Seither. They're off El Camino Avenue, right here in town, Carmichael, California. This is very, very cool. Look at that. Who knew? So this is a custom house. This is absolutely a custom house. And these are the original plans. Look at that. And they are literally original, so we're going to be very super careful how we handle these. But wow, that made my day. I don't know that happen every day. So usually I actually, in case you guys know what I wonder how to do these videos, yes, I shoot them in one take, but I try to do a little bit of homework before I get here so we got stuff to talk about. That is really cool. Oh, wow. Thought I was excited now, like over the moon. All right. Anyway, let's come back down to earth. Focus on the video. So, oh, I just noticed this too. This is cool. All right, we'll talk about that. All right. So, bathroom. This is for, because it's a 3-2. So this is just the hallway bathroom, but it's double sinks. All right, hold on. There we go. Double sinks. Floors. I'm thinking these are pretty original to the house. Look at this. I don't see that very often. White tile with a white grout. I kind of like it. Frosted windows. There's another bathroom. Wait till you see the bathroom off the primary. The way the toilet's done is freaking brilliant. I love it. Privacy was not a word they had back then. We'll leave it at that. You'll see what I mean when we get to it, all right? But, you know, if you're into public stuff, you're going to love the bathroom and the primary. Anyway, hardware. This is all original, these bathrooms. But look at this. Remember that shape. Let's get the camera on it. Remember that shape. That's pretty original because on the backside, they're rough. Modern day, say modern day, but like I'm saying, like 1963 is like 400 years ago. But anyway, the furnishings Hardware make today, they're going to finish the backside the same as would on the front side. So what you can't see is going to be just as nice as what you can't see. Back in 1963, no. The front side's really nice and shiny. The backside, oh yeah, that has not been finished at all. So you can tell it's an older. But look at this. I mean, these are all original. I mean, this has been changed. Faucets are definitely not original. I would kind of change the counter on the faucets back to the way it would have been. But I'm just so excited. I found out plans. Oh my Lord. All the places to look for the information is in the house. All right, bedroom number 2. Look at that. Very, very cool. Oh, we just noticed something else too. It's kind of interesting doing these mid-mods. Like I've said before in many of the videos, it's not a destination, it's a journey. And you ready? Carter Sparks, he had a big thing for aluminum. It was lightweight. A lot of architects hadn't got on board yet. Brass, but they're original, so we'll give them that. But you kind of get the differences between the different designers back then. Built-in desk, original hardware. It's phenomenal. This house is amazing. It really is. I mean, right now in Sacramento, we actually have a shortage in inventory and stuff's going within a week. This has been on the market a week. I don't know why it hasn't sold yet. I don't think people realize what it is. Maybe when they see this video, they will. Another cool feature that I found messing around. Like I said, I do a little research before I get here. And when I do get here, I spend a good 20 minutes just walking around, getting to know the place. So, it's a single story house. Don't need a laundry chute, but you know what you do need? A laundry hamper. Right in the hallway. There's a pool off of here. Wet towels, straight in the bin. And then behind, there's the hamper, right? Do a whole 180. Here's your laundry room. Right there. Right next to the hamper, right off of the pool. So if you have kids, what's nice is a dedicated space for them to come in, all wet and drippy, not into the house, right? And then in they come. We're gonna go out the back through the another way, but right now we're gonna go to the primary, which this, I'm gonna take a deep breath because I love this room. Lots of windows, lots of glass. It actually feels pretty dark in here, just because of the way the patio sliders are done. There's a cover on them, but we'll go in. You ready? And here it is. Look at that. And then come up, look at those windows. And we're not gonna go in the closet. There's some stuff hanging in there. So I did close the closet doors, and guess what I found? Mirrored closet doors. Like they're original, and they're pocket doors, so they're great, just slide in. But it's a full mirror. Look at this. I really enjoy doing these videos, I do. It certainly motivates me to sell more houses, because this, I love this house. So here's another cool thing. There's a covered patio off the primary. So it kind of makes it a little dark in here. But I like that, should be dark, it's where you sleep, right? But the bathroom's polar opposite, and it's only a door away, so I'll show you. But there's another neat little feature. So the mid-mod movement, again, as we get into this hierarchy of architecture and getting away from it, is you had no curtains. Sorry, you had slats. Very mid-mod, they're all over the place. These are actually on wheels. So do a lot of this today. Gosh, I go to the gym every week, right? Look at this, see? Got this little hardware, these little wheels. And they're so cool. Look, see? And it works, see? So, I don't know, I love that stuff. It's so cool. So anyway, here's this bedroom, right? I'm learning that my phone actually compensates the camera here for the dark. But look how much light is in this primary bathroom, okay? And so these windows, they're interior, but it lets some light in from this bathroom, which is incredibly light. Okay, remember the hardware that I just showed you in the other bathroom that was aluminum? So here it is black, and the other side, it's very rough. It's original. These are all the original built-ins. I mean, there's a brand new floor, which I actually like. It's nice, not a bad place to be. Like I said, this house, I mean, hats off to the people that owned it over the years, because they were home curators, not homeowners, which is the way it should be when you're living in a piece of history. All right, but we're talking about bathrooms. Okay, there is a window. Pretty crystal clear, has pretty clear glass. So, if I do this, I'm now sitting on the toilet. That is the window that you look through while you're sitting on the toilet. It's a little weird. I mean, I don't know, but the view, holy cow. You ready? Look, you got some bamboo out here, and look at these bricks. I mean, it's mid-mod, and you get to think about it while you're, dropping a deuce. It's just strange, but there is a neighbor's window like right over there, so I'd probably put another pot back here with a piece of bamboo in the middle. But I wouldn't hang a curtain. I wouldn't frost the glass. No way. It's private. It's all bricked in. I like it. Yeah, which is surprising because I'm actually a very private person. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what are you gonna do, right? That is just the best primary bathroom I think I've ever been in. It is crazy. I love it. And those closet doors, phenomenal. Love it. All right, ready? So now, coming out of the primary, gonna walk all the way down this long hallway, dun dun dun, because I like it. I'm gonna go back to the front door. I'm actually gonna finish the video today in that room. There's a teaser. There's the reason why. But anyway, go outside. So there's kitchen, going through this little living room area where the fireplace was. And you ready for this? I don't know, this just reminds me of the Rat Pack. Like, see the canopy pool. It's just very Florida to me. I don't know, a little bit of Vegas, like the Rat Pack. It just kind of reminds me of that stuff. Let's go back here. There's a surprise in the garage too. So we'll go look at that. And remember the restroom? There's that wall that you get to look at. And there's a garden, well, grass anyway. I'd make that more into flowers. Because then there's no reason to just look rather than walk back there, right? And like I said, that's the view you see when you're in the bathroom. But I would put more potted plants back there, make it a little private so they can't get, but you still get the view out the window. I'm gonna laugh about that all day. And side of the house, nothing really to look there. It's the side of a house. Bunch of AC units and kind of, I don't know, I'd put some plants down there, that's for sure. But look at this pool. So here we go. Look at that. I love that. Where's that door lead to? Follow me, folks. Got a couple of fun things here. There's a pivot door we're going to talk about too. But here goes nothing. Off of the pool is this private little room. They have it, the agent has it staged as an artist studio. There we go. I love that art, by the way. There's a sink back here. There's a fridge. A little bit of storage going on. So you could keep this the way this is. I would turn it into a pool house. I'd have a little kitchenette, bar. I would try and put a bathroom back here because there's plumbing. It wouldn't be too hard to do, I don't think. And then there's a utility closet in here. There's another water heater. There's a water heater in the house. So this house has 2 water heaters. I don't know. Trust issues? That's a big water heater. So, yeah, I don't know. Not sure there, but I would turn this into an ADU. So, garage. It's your standard garage. It has not had any work done to it. It's just been left as a garage for all these years. Floors are not painted, which, as you know, I'm not a big fan of. I like a painted floor. So, there was a little treat in this garage when I got here, and that is a family connection for me. I'll bring it up one day, we'll talk about it, but I love seeing these cars. They're my absolute favorite. This was the last of an era because its designer, after he designed it, sadly, had a heart attack at the factory. His name was Jeff Lawson. And then the rest of the world, after he passed away, was stuck with Ian Callum designing their Jaguars. I'm not an Ian Callum fan. Put that out there, it's public. No one understood design, car design, specifically Jaguar car design, like Jeff Lawson. So what car are we talking about? Probably be shocked by this. Right there, XK8. That was the last car Jeff Lawson designed for Jaguar. Jaguar had a history with mid-mod, so that's what makes Jaguar also kind of relevant. And it's kind of interesting that a person that owned a mid-mod home drives a Jaguar. Very relevant, very, very cool. And what is kind of nice, so one thing about Jaguars, everything was about symmetry. So one side of the car had to be the same as the other. So, just a quick car lesson. Got an exhaust coming out that side, and you have another exhaust coming out the other side. So you have dual exhausts, but they weren't together. They were on opposite opposing sides, so they were equal. Neat little tidbit there. And actually came from the founder of Jaguar, Sir William Lyons. That was his thing. But Jeff Lawson understood that. He was very good at what he did. So, anyway, enough ranting on. Let's get going. Back out, let's turn some lights off. That light was on when I got here, so we'll leave it. So it's obviously probably a security light, but everything else. We'll close that up. There's no lights on in here. close this. We'll come back and lock that door. All right, there we go. So, pivot doors, ready? We're gonna do this. We got a little bit of a surprise. Whoops. Hold on a second. Okay, ready? This is a cool mid-mod feature. See that? This is to the back pool area off of the front door. And it just pivots. Such a cool door. Very, very cool. Very original. It's actually very smooth operating, so it's either been fixed or just stood up to the test of time very well. And you walk through here, and as you come through, it's kind of like the side yard, really, because as I do this, there's that lovely front door entrance. See, look at that. And there it is. There's our pivot door. So we're gonna walk out front, show the front of the house, and then we're gonna finish up in that living room, because another cool little tidbit of information in there too, which is it's just this random place thing that I found, and it just relates so much to mid-mod. Some people don't realize what they have. But anyway, here we go. A little loud out here, we got some cars. But there's the front of the house. Isn't that cool? I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get inside, it was a little quieter. Here's a mid-mod thing people don't realize. Mailboxes. They put them in sort of, like rather than at the end of the driveway, kind of like a very private place. So this is behind a gate that locks. And then there's the backside of your mailbox. So if you go on vacation, you actually don't have to call the neighbor and say, hey, can you empty my mail? Because it's just behind a wall that's locked. Gate, no one can get to it. And I love this front door. As we talked before, I'm not a fan of screen doors. I would probably lose this one too, even though it is pretty original to the house. And then this, let's just get a look at this again. I mean, nobody keeps the original door hardware ever. I mean, these people are just amazing. They are. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, ready? Last room of the video. Look at that fireplace. Oh my gosh. So, where does all this come from? Like today we're talking about hierarchy and architecture. So Bauhaus happened because of World War II, in the sense it was all disbanded in 1933. There was an angry little Austrian fellow with a funny little mustache that sadly changed the world forever. On the one hand, when he kicked Bauhaus out of Germany, because most of the architects, A, were of Jewish descent or Jewish, and he also believed that Bauhaus was a form of communism because it was this hierarchy of architecture getting away from it and making all things equal throughout the home, all the roles. And so that's another reason why it was left. Where did Bauhaus go? Well, a lot of them came here to the United States and influenced a whole other generation of architects. Two of those architects were husband and wife. And so it's Mary Jane and Ralph Furnier of St. Louis. And they were the ones that they first started building mid-mod homes here in the United States for the GIs coming home from the war. And I will admit, hats off to them. When stuff comes to America, it tends to get changed to make it more American and more suitable for Americans. The only thing they changed was they built smaller homes to make them affordable. But design structure, multiple rooms within a room, they kept. And that transcended across, and it made it here to the West Coast when the Streng brothers were here in 1960. And it clearly shows here in this house, which is nice. So hats off to them. It's absolutely amazing. So 2 more features in this room and we're done. So got a Japanese screen in a mid-mod house. You'll see that. You see like Scandinavian furniture with Japanese traits. That all actually comes back from our good friend there, Frank Lloyd Wright. And they kind of call it like just Japandi. So it's, you know, Japan, Scandinavian, they mix it together as the design styles. It's kind of cool to see it. I really like it. This does slide. It's a little stiff, so I don't want to mess with it too much. But it's like any kind of a run-up. But the way this works is kind of cool. This is actually a big window. And let's do the phone this way, it'll be easier. All right, guys. So you can run it all the way down the wall, so then it becomes, this window's open, and then it becomes a wall decoration. So this wall right here, and you can see the tracks. They just run right along that wall all the way along. So there we go. So one neat little tidbit in this house. I bet the agent listing it doesn't even know it's even here. Mid-mod design led into sort of, the modernist movement, postmodern and everything else. And there is one particular car out of that era that is now, oh my God, 1970s. It's coming up on 50 years old, over 50, okay? And there's a Lego version of it sitting right on top of the piano here. And I caught it in my eye when I was walking around the house. And I was like, how cool is that? Because it's mid-mod, it's a whole era of design. It definitely put the stamp on the end of mid-century modern design. And everything went into, wedge design, squares, not a lot of rounded corners. And it first popped up in the auto industry. There's a car out there called a Lancia Stratos, but there was a young man who made tractors in Italy by the name of Ferruccio Lamborghini, in case you didn't know. He started a car company, which you've probably heard of. Most people don't even know he used to start out making tractors. But he had a car called a Countach. And there's a model of it in this house. How cool. Love it. But there we go. So there was a lot to unpack today. We learned a ton. Once again, Tina Suter, listing agent, I cannot thank you enough. This house is amazing. There's really not much in it I don't like. There's nothing. I mean, there's plenty in here for people not to like because it's been left original. So you're always going to get those people running around. And hopefully the next owners take the same sense of responsibility that the last owners did because it is phenomenal. It really and truly is. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate when you guys take time out of your day to watch these videos. It means the world to me. So be good to each other, humans, and have a great day. Bye-bye.